Hello. This session we'll be focusing on UI automation for a particular application that is Blaze demo, it's demoblaze.com. So we are trying to add uh, a product to the cart once we log in to the application. So that is the use case we are trying to deal with here. So let's manually once go through the application before we see how the automation implementations are done here. So I reach the home page of this application, click on the login button and feed the username and password. Click on the login button here. So it should take me to the landing page. Indication is welcome followed by the username should be available and the menu options should be visible. This is one use case. And after checking this login working fine, let's check the product addition to the cart page. So for that sake, I am using this Samsung Galaxy S6 product link. Let me click on that and I should uh, be taken to that specific product page. Let's click it again. Let's click the product Samsung Galaxy S6 again and see whether it's taking us in. Yes. Now you're going to say add to cart. Alert is going to come to you. So click this alert, accept that alert, and then click on the cart button. So this should take you to the cart page, and the product should be visible here. The title has to be Samsung Galaxy S6. So this validation we are going to do. Okay. Now the structure of this particular uh, project, which is based out on Cucumber, testng, GitHub, Jenkins integration, speaking in an end-to-end uh, concept, keeping that in mind. These are the integrations we are planning to do. So here we have um, starting with the feature files being mentioned under the source test resources uh, package. We have the features folder under which whatever features we plan to keep, we can hold it here. As I told, one use case for the login module, one use case for the addition of product to the cart. Both these things are done. Then under the source test Java, we have the steps package under which a separate step definition classes are maintained. One for the login and one for the addition of product to the cart. A hooks class we are maintaining here. This is done for setting up the WebDriver to initialize it as a before annotation using a method, a public void before. Similarly, after method for capturing the screenshots, we are having it here. This is the implementation of the hooks part. With regard to runner, we have a run queue class. Implementation is done based out of testng. The run queue class extends the abstract testng ng cucumber test, and we have the features being defined to point to the features folder, followed by the glue indicating the steps package. What all the classes under the steps package will be used, and the tags that are used for testing are login or add product. As you can see, the scenario written out under the login feature is having tag called login, and the scenario return under add product to cart. Feature file contains add product tag. uh, it is also to be understood that uh, we can keep this tag not only at the scenario level, but we can keep it at the feature level also on top of feature. In that way, all the scenarios written down under this feature will be uh, picked while executing the runner class. So that's one thing to be noted with regard to the features file. Also, there can be scenarios where instead of using scenario, uh, we'll be using scenario outline, you know, option also. Maybe let's, for time being, though not we implement it just for our reference, we can have it. Now, add product, we can have it as scenario outline. This tag also we can create. Now, here I can make this to be scenario outline. So under this scenario outline, I can make a particular variable to hold more than one value also. So how do I do that? So I can say uh, a heading for that a variable and pass on the values. Example abc.com. So this will be df.com. So for this particular variable, more than one value also we can pass it. Now that I make this to be URL, so I can pass a value uh, dynamically here using this scenario outline. If you observe, there are a few steps that are common between, let's assume the first three steps are common between the two scenarios. Then what we can do, we can add something as a background here. Okay, under that background, we can keep the given when then let's assume that the first three steps are common between the two scenarios, and then we can keep them under the background. But these are for the theoretical explanation's sake only. I'm not implementing them now. Okay, let me remove this just for your understanding. I mentioned this. Now, feature file we have seen. Next is uh, we will see about the project structure as I told. First, we have a feature file followed by the step definition, a runner, and then we have the page object web elements being captured under this classes. These classes are seen under the pages.locators package. So the different web elements needed for that particular web page, we are capturing it here. Okay, and we are catching them using the find by annotations, and this find by annotation is coming under the org.openqa Selenium support package. Uh, then we have a separate package called actions. These actions are nothing but the methods that are defined to execute some action on the web elements captured by us in the locators class. Here, for example, uh, we have one element called login link, a web element. We are just clicking on that, or we have another element called username text. We are sending keys to the a particular text box. So these actions we are able to do it. And on top of this class, you will see WebDriver variable we are creating here, and then an object of the locators class we are creating, and within the constructor we are assigning the driver with the um, singleton implementation of the WebDriver instance we are assigning that here, and we are creating a new object of the locators class, and we are doing the page factory dot init elements for initializing sake. So that's the template. The same logic we are trying to extend for the add products to cart also. Here we have the list of web elements for add products to cart, and we have the necessary actions being written down under add product to cart actions class. So that's the background of the project structure, and on top of this, we have some utilities defined. Number one, we have a Selenium driver class here. This is helpful for setting up the web driver uh, uh, instance for the Chrome driver part, and we are handling the unexpected alert behavior by dismissing that, and we are defining the timeouts for implicit wait and page load wait time. After that, we have a method for opening the URL by using driver.get method, and here the get driver method, we are just checking if the driver instance is null, then we are creating a new Chrome driver. If not, we are not creating a new Chrome driver instance that we are taking care here. In setup driver, here again, the Selenium driver, the class itself we are calling here. So if the instance is null, then only we are invoking the constructor of the class, and followed by the tear down method for closing the browser, and we have a method created for page load here. Um, and after that, uh, explicit wait, we have one a method created for the by class, and one for the web element level. We have two methods defined. That's the brief about the Selenium driver class. And we also have the log4j implementation for the logging part. So the logger class we invoke using the respective pom.xml dependency for log4j, and we create the static methods for the info, warn, error, and debug messages. We have the respective log4j XML file mentioned, one for the console level implementation, other for the file level implementation we have. That's for the log4j part, and also we have the extent reports for reporting purpose. So two files we have, one for the extent.properties file, where the critical information of extent spark.html file name that should get generated under a folder called extent spark under the target folder, and the extent config XML file to be referred is mentioned here. The path to the screenshot directory, everything that's fine. And to make the HTML report true, we are setting out this. Now, if we see the extent -config.xml, we are giving a document title, and we are giving a report name, and the theme we are mentioning it out here. That's about the simple explanation for the extent config.xml file. Now, uh, we can uh, go to our run queue file, and uh, run this particular project locally from the system once, before we attempt it to run it via GitHub and Jenkins part. First, the add product module is picked. The log4j statements are seen in the console with info logs. Now a browser is getting open. The application is loaded. We are clicking on login button, pass on the username password, and click on the login button. We are landing now in the home landing page. Click the Samsung Galaxy S6 product. Click add to cart. accept the alert and click the cart button on, I mean, the cart link on top menu, we are taken to the cart page. Validation of the product is done. The first feature is done. The second feature, it is for the uh, login module. I believe somehow the login feature got deleted here. That's the reason uh, only one only one feature file ran. Maybe for our testing sake, let's run that one more time. We are running uh, the run queue runner file again. Let's see. So the add product module is picked first. Now again, same set of procedure. So second module called login is now getting launched. A browser is getting opened. Uh, Home page. Click login, username, password, feeding, clicking on the login button. We are into the landing page. Login is checked. So both the features are now checked and we see two passes now. Two runs and two passes. That's the automation what we have done. Now uh, we need to see how we can keep this project in the GitHub level and uh, integrate it with Jenkins. So this is the Cucumber page objects repository what we have here, um, and uh, before this repository had some files in it. Initially, it was empty, so we are using the commands like git init from the project file location to initialize the git folder. And then we will say git add dot to add all the files. Then we will do the git commit hyphen em with a specific message saying first commit to add project files to GitHub repo. Example, let's take this message. We'll then say commit followed by pushing the code to the main branch, since we have the main branch only here. Or if we have any different branches like dev, QA, staging, anything like that, we can push the code to such branches and eventually create a pull request for merging the code from the other branches to the main branch upon successful review by the senior people within the team. So assume that the file is now reviewed and we have the project now available in the main branch. Now next thing what we can do is we can go to our Maven, sorry, we can go to our Jenkins, uh, and within the Jenkins um, tool, first of all, before we reach this Jenkins, we have to make the Jenkins server up and running. So how do you do that? You give the java-jar jenkins.var followed by the port number where you need to open that the Jenkins. Once the message called Jenkins is fully up and running comes, you come to the browser and give the respective port number and make this Jenkins UI visible. Once that is done, you should go to the settings area of the Jenkins and check on the tools and plugins part. First, we will see the tools section. What are the list of Java, Maven, tool support you need that you need to configure here. Beginning with the JDK installation, I have set the path of the Java here. It's nothing but the environmental file what we configure in our local system. The same we are doing it here in the Jenkins area also. So Git I have configured here and followed by Maven installation I have done it. Okay, and then you can also if needed for any other project sake you can add the node.js. So similarly any other tool support you can establish here. This is about the uh, tool section. Now we also have the plugins section within the settings area. Go inside that and uh, available plugins are the ones that are ready for you to install. They are not yet available in your system, but they are ready for installation. Now we let's go into the installed plugins area, and we will give uh, say for example Git if you need. So this Git is already installed. Okay, that's why I'm seeing it under the installed plugin. If you check for Maven, you will see the Maven integration also to be available. So this is fine. Both the plugins are available, and you can also check for the HTML publisher plugin that is also available here. Now go back to the Jenkins, click new item, and select the Maven project. Give a name to it. Once that project gets created, it will be looking something like this. Okay, this will be the project outward view. We have to configure this project again by clicking this configure option at the Maven project level, and you have to give details about your source code management, Git. So the Git repository URL, what we can fetch from this coding area. So this you will keep it here. There is no credential being a public repository. Let's skip that. And what branch you need to mention? It's the main branch for me. And then um, you can give the root pom. That will be a pom.xml. And what Maven goal you need? It's the test goal. And then a post build section you can add the publish HTML reports option, and you can give the HTML report uh, uh, target folder from where this report is available in your project. So the exact HTML file name you can mention. In my case, it is under the target folder under this extend spark.html. So that's why I'm saying target extend spark and extend spark.html here. And I'm giving a title to that HTML report, and let me just save it. Okay. So then I say build now. What it will do is it will create several runs. The most recent one being the eighth build, and you will see that the console output section has the details. Okay. It will say the add product a feature it's the first trying to execute, and second it is executing the login module, and at last you will see two tests were run and no failures were seen and the build is success, and later the HTML report is archived. That is what we are seeing. Now you can go to the test results section. You will see zero failures and a total two runs were there. You can just click on this build number 8. Externally you will see um, uh, where is it? I think under the project, yeah, under the project level, you will see this HTML report. The title what we gave. If you click on this, you should be able to download the HTML report a zip file, and it should contain this report extend spark.html. So this will contain both the feature files steps, everything passed, and the second feature file step, everything passed. So that, and also you will be able to see the graph level indication. So and let's check that here. Smoke suit execution is the report name. You see that smoke suit execution, and that's it. Yeah. Now the theme is also dark. Um, and the name of this is my project automation, and we are seeing it here, document title. That's it. And whenever we need a hooks concept to be implemented, we have to go to the settings of the project, though I'm not doing it right now. uh, we can just create a web hook here. So in real time that's possible, but when we do it with a local host for the Jenkins project, we have to use some public IP generation stuff like nggrok, and create a web hook public address for that Jenkins, and route this project file from here to the Jenkins. Whenever any uh, push activity happens to this repository, we can push the code from GitHub to the Jenkins, and the Jenkins will trigger the pipeline and show us the result. That's how we can seamlessly integrate the GitHub and the Jenkins, and also we can configure the scheduling part of the Jenkins also. Uh, like the Git polling option you will have, though I have not built that now, but you have a polling option also. We can give the options. It will generally be like the week, a day, hours, month level, something like that. So that configuration you can set here, so that no matter a code is being pushed to the GitHub repo, and then the code is pushed from GitHub to the Jenkins, irrespective of that, the code will be pulled from the GitHub repository during a specific trigger schedule that is built here, and we can get the result. So there will be requirement like every week, three times we need to run the regression suit, or every Monday morning we need to run the regression suit. So such things we can achieve here. And we also have one other item implemented within our project. That's for the database testing part. We know that there are real time scenarios always where the front end application interacts with the API, and from the API level, we interact to the database side. So eventually, some records are getting created within the database. So the end journey is finalized only when the database records are validated. So that also we can do with our Selenium WebDriver using that concept. So we are, for that sake, using the uh, MySQL dependency to showcase this experimentation. So MySQL connector hyphen J dependency is added, and we are utilizing the driver manager option from the Java SQL side, and creating a connection with our MySQL database that's running locally on the system to showcase this demo. And in the workbench, you should be able to see that here we have the uh, database with the name parks underscore and underscore recreation. Under that, we have three tables. For demo sake, let's consider the employee salary, and JDBC, MySQL, localhost 33006 is the default port running, for database sake. This is the DB name, Parks and Recreation, username and password. We are passing it here. Create a statement out of this connection, store it in the statement variable, then uh, create a query whatever we need to run in the MySQL DB table, store it in a string variable, execute that query with this statement.execute query command, store the result in a result set, and uh, uh, we are just utilizing a boolean variable, marking it as false initially, and running a while loop to iterate over the result set records. And for each record, we are validating the first name and the employee ID. If they are matching a specific value, then uh, say record exists and test case passed. If uh, it doesn't, then it means that the status value from false to true transition did not happen, and the status remains to be false as declared initially, and the record does not exist and test case failed statement is thrown. So that's the brief. Now, if we execute this particular class called database testing, it should provide us the response here saying record existed, test case passed, as because this Leslie and the employee ID of one record is available. So that's a demo for the database connectivity part also. In real time, this JDBC, MySQL, it can be SQL, Oracle SQL, like a procedure oriented SQL language. Instead of the local host, it can be a real IP address with a specific username and password as given by the developers. We can use it here and use for our testing sake with the necessary firewall restrictions being uh, relaxed to access this connection. I think that's it.